Okie dokies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Mail Sports TV, here for the SC2SL Cup and our Team League even. We do have Mr. VPro going to be spawning here for Escape Icebox Gaming over in the western position as the blue Protoss, and over to the east we do have Mr. Serious Gaming's Roof, who is able to demolish Goody, absolutely eviscerate Mr. Monchi, and now will he be able to digest VPro? We shall have to see. In true disgusting Zerg fashion, he might be able to do so. Metalopolis, a map pretty good for Zerg, I was about to say Protoss, and then realised, haha, what am I on about? So we'll have to see what Mr. VPro is going to be going for. Right now, it looks like he's going to be going for a little bit of a gateway cybernetics core wall-in at the top of his ramp, which is all too fine. Roof for now, though. I mean, he showed his dominating performance against Monchi, going for that. I don't even think that was a badly executed two-base, kind of +2 blink timing by Roof by any means. He lost 1 or 2 stalkers in that initial push, and maybe if he'd wait for a few more rounds of units, but Roof read the situation so perfectly. Getting that blink out very quickly, he knew that the Twilight Council was going to be going down. Sorry, getting that burrow out so quickly. Very strong indeed. And Roof is playing like an absolute beast. So right now, getting his very standard spawning pool gas going down. Mr. VPro going to be getting... Ooh, okay, so that's a very quick pylon at the edge of there. So may end up using that to warp down. Very nicely placed indeed. VPro for now, going to be getting that cybernetics core. Now is he going to go 1 gate or 3 gate expand? Generally, if you're seeing your opponent is going to be going for speed, 1 gate expand can be a little dodgy. You don't have too many units. If your opponent slightly overproduces, in inverted commas, Zerglings, then they can actually do a lot of damage with speed if they do have it. And by looks of things, VPro's come in here, does see that the gas is down, so he will know speed is on the way. Ooh, but he only has 2 guys on there, so speed might be a little bit later. That's interesting. So we do have the 4 Zerglings on the way, which is pretty darn standard at this point in time. Doesn't get any pylon block off on that expansion, but for now he shall be okay-dokie. And we do have a second gas being taken here, so probably going to be some kind of something sentry expand, as we do have that initial sentry on the way. There we go. Okay, so we have the speed on the way. It was just a little bit later, like kind of 20 seconds maybe later in total, but it's really not going to have too much of an impact on what Roof is doing, especially since he'll poke up here with a Zergling eventually, see a sentry, and know exactly what he's going to be going up against. So VPro, what are we going to do from there? Again, I was told that VPro does like his 2 base plays. I've cast 1 or 2 games of VPro, but nothing too memorable, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. We do have 2 more gateways going to be going down, so 3 gate expand is on the cards. There's very little that you can do unless you're going to go for some wacky 1 base all in as a Protoss. Against a Zerg on Metalopolis that is going to be going for speed. Unless you've actually tried to establish maybe a Forge Fast expand, which is doable, but that is rife with its own dangers in itself on this map. It can be very difficult for the Protoss to be able to kind of catch up. So we shall see. We shall see indeed. For now, we do have Mr. Roof droning up like a madman. 6 drones on the way right now. Once those do pop, he will be going up past his opponent to the 29 drones as opposed to the 26 probes. Next is going to be going down for VPro, and he will be able to establish himself a little bit of a defensive stature in the front here. These Zerglings poking in, seeing exactly what's going on. I would like to see him try and get a sentry count with that Zergling. He will end up doing so, I believe, as these sentries eventually have to go down to the bottom of this ramp. We do have that Forge warping in, so... For now, though, Mr. Roof, very happily going to be going for a 3rd yet again. Again, Metalopolis, a very nice map for Zerg. Their mobility allows them to be able to do that so well. I think he did get a nice sentry read, a sentry count there, so he will know exactly where his opponent's gas is going. Does he know he had 2 gas? I think he may end up doing. No, he doesn't know he has 2 gas, but, you know, from that, seeing that amount of sentries, you can infer off the back of that. So for now, where is Mr. Roof going to be going? Looks like he's going to be getting a Roach Warren relatively quickly. Second gas going to be going down for now. No layered morphing in just yet. Probably will see that in a minute or two, as that is always quite useful indeed. Unless he's going to go up in drones, is he at? No, he's at 40 drones. I was going to say that he does have the option to go for a bit of like a really, really aggressive Roach position off the back of, say, 30 drones-ish. But because he's gone up to 40 drones and because he's heavily droning right now, you can assume that he is going to be just chilling out with a macro game for now. Problem for vPro is, if he doesn't actually do a little bit of damage to his opponent, if he doesn't stifle this drone production, because all the while, I mean, Roof is just getting that layer, getting an evolution chamber, going to be getting up more drones in just a second once he's not supply blocked. Once he gets up to that 60 drone count, he is in an amazing position to just start producing, to the point where he's actually going to max out at the 13-14 minute mark, or if he's going to go like exclusively Roach with a little bit of tech behind it. So for now, vPro does have the 2 gas guys going down. That's pretty telltale for Mr. Roof right now. Already sees those 2 gas guys going down extremely quickly here at this natural. And, wow, okay, so we already have the Robo facility down. Robo Bay and Twilight Council are going to be going down as well behind this for vPro. So I can assume it's going to be Blink with Colossus. Or he's going to go for maybe a Warp Prism. Warp Prism drops would be rather cool in this situation. But Roof right now has a great spread on his units. He does have... Did he have some in here? Where are all his units gone? He has some Roaches down at this third, which, to be honest, is the most vulnerable spot right now, which is very, very useful to have those there. Oh no, a Stalker dies for free, pretty much. That is not the best situation with Mr. vPro. As we do have Glial Reconstitution, +1 melee and +1 ranged weapons on the way. He has 3 evolution chambers. Wow, okay. Okay, so I love what Roof is actually doing here. What he's saying is he wants to have a strong mid game with this Roach composition against whatever Protoss is going to be doing for him. However, he's also investing in the Carapace and the melee to say, I also want to have a really, really brutally strong late game. That melee upgrade, not necessarily the best upgrade to be getting right now in order to be able to complement your composition, because he's not going to have that many Zerglings out. He only has 11 Zerglings. Won't be any making any more really for now, unless he's in real desperation mode. He's really investing that melee upgrade to eventually get those Broodlords out if he so desires, which is a fantastic, fantastic decision by Roof here. Could even go Broodlords, sorry, Ultralisks, but I don't think we're going to see Ultralisks. So we do have that Spire on the way for Mr. Roof, indeed teching up and away, like any Zerg should be doing. vPro for now, he's trailing behind in terms of supply. What we're going to see is about at the 13-14 minute mark, if things stay kind of this passive, we're probably going to see vPro trailing around the 130, 140 supply mark, whilst we have Roof completely maxing out with his nice amount of drones. But vPro does have a nice amount of probes as well. It looks like we actually have a 3rd base going up for vPro, so my informant was wrong about 2 base all-in going to be coming from Mr. vPro. And I like what vPro is doing, but he really needs some kind of wall, in my opinion, at this 3rd. Very, very important to be able to kind of hold a Zerg here. Even if these buildings die to a big swell of Roaches, it's still better than the Roaches kind of diving in, sniping off the Nexus, sniping off a million probes. So, for now, though, you do have the 2 Thermal Lance on the way. These 2 Colossus are going to be the absolute linchpin of any defense that will need to occur. And right now, Roof going to be soaring in terms of in terms of supply. I actually said it was going to be the 13-14 minute mark where he was going to be maxed out, and I think that is going to be pretty darn accurate for now. Corruptor's already on the way. vPro sees all this. He does have +3 weapons going down, but this is a very, very scary army right now for Roof. I'm not so sure he can hold this. Force Field's going to be so pivotal in this. He does have 2 cannons as well to complement, so that's very, very useful as well. Nice Force Field will be able to separate those Zerglings and deny any Roaches from actually being able to attack for now. And he's actually doing a pretty good job of focusing down these Corruptors, but the Corruptors, so resilient, will be able to take down all those Colossus before he's actually able to focus fire those down. Roof right now is on a rampage, rallying in tons of Zerglings here. These Roaches just doing such a good job in taking out this Protoss army, and on Metalopolis it's very, very hard for Protoss to be able to actually secure this third because of this exact fact, especially if we're going to be this kind of non-aggressive in the early stages of the game. Right now, look at the minimap streaming across the map with units. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Roof takes a 3-0 lead for Serious Gaming, and we'll be back in just a second.